Welcome back, Grifters, to another episode of the DORA Project. This is going to be a fun episode as we're going to talk about some cool little mods that won't break the bank, but will totally convert your tinny into an efficient fishing beast. As the title already suggests, we're going to be running through 8 modifications that cost less than $150 and nail them in 8 minutes. Most of these mods aren't necessary to get out on the water, but they do make trips more organized, easier, and safer. We've got lots to cover, so let's crack into number 1. I'm starting off with one of my favorites, the BoatBuckle. This little mod is a spring-loaded, ratchet strap to tie the boat down to the trailer. Now, this thing has transformed my routine at the boat ramp from a frustrating and arduous process to a satisfying delight. There's really nothing worse than wanting to go fishing and needing to stress about the detaching and securing of an unwieldy strap. My original strapping arrangement was prone to twisting, rubbing, and being forgotten. Now, boat buckles are usually mounted at the rear of the trailer and into eyelets on the transom. However, my configuration better suited side mounting. The specific unit I purchased is built on a stainless steel frame, 316 to be specific, so they are built to last. There are cheaper variants made from steel if you're solely a freshwater user and wanted to save a couple pennies. But I've had these on the trailer for over 6 months now with zero issues. I spent a touch more to get the rubber strap protectors just for the added peace of mind. I'm starting strong as these are unequivocally one of my favourite things I've bolted onto Dora's setup, coming in at 148 Australian dollars. Number 2. So they say the measure of any good car is its amount of cup holders. So why isn't it the same thing for a tinny? The Humble Cup Holder is an incredibly cheap and convenient mod to add, especially if you have excess gunnel space. Obvious uses are to hold beer, but the little wells are handy to store lures and smaller pieces you don't want moving around on the deck. But honestly, mostly to hold your beer on a sunny day. A simple piece and coming in at $10, just drill a nice big hole and slide this bad boy into place. Mod number 3. A waterproof and flush-mounted electric motor plug. I've been wanting something like this for a while, and though Anderson plugs are good and all, I crave something just a little bit neater. I stumbled across the Marinco Plug, which boasts an incredibly low-profile panel mount, as well as an incredibly beefy, yet presentable plug. Although this doesn't change the way my motor guide functions, its benefit is in cleaning up the look of the deck, as well as providing a solution that is designed specifically for the marine market and rated to 70 amps. The setup is super DIY friendly, and if you need to run 3 cables instead of 2, this is the unit to do it. So the Marinco Plug is a little dearer than the other mods, sliding in at $145. But if you wanted to find a similar solution, have a look at panel mount Anderson connectors. Number 4. Now, if you've been to my channel before, the BerleyPro Visors aren't anything new to you. But if you are new, these are visors that are designed bespoke for most common sounders. There are some obvious benefits to slapping a visor onto your sounder, keeping the sun off of the unit to reduce glare, as well as a splash and rain guard. Additionally to improving legibility of what's on screen, minimizing splashes improves touchscreen functionality. By reducing sun exposure, in turn lowering the temperature of the sounder, it can function far more efficiently without performance loss, or excessive power usage. All of this and the installation process is incredibly easy too. This low-tech and super cheap addition to any sounder is a no-brainer, especially when they're only $45. Number 5. Let's jump into something a little bit different. This time, we're looking at software to enhance the tinny. In particular, I'm talking about CMAP Genesis. CMAP Genesis is an aggregated social map, created by merging the combined data of the fishing community. The difference between CMAP Genesis and your regular map is its incredibly high fidelity and resolution. As opposed to very small incremental details on your maps, you can have a far clearer understanding of your lay of the land. The crazier part of this is that it's free to download and use the social map data. There are a couple caveats though. Not every waterway is mapped completely. For example, let's have a look at Sydney Harbour. There's an incredible portion of the harbour that is mapped, but there are some bays that still haven't been recorded. However, and this is the kicker, if you want that data to be available, you can record your sonar data, upload it to CMAP Genesis, and it will then process and include it into the aggregate map. Not only are you making your resources better, but you're helping the community. It's an incredible tool, and I highly recommend checking out the website and seeing what your waterways look like. Number 6. Back to reality and the physical world. The RodBuckle. From the same brand as the BoatBuckle comes the RodBuckle. These are designed to firmly secure your rods to the deck by strapping them down. The retractable belt is flush mounted to the deck and pulled across into an opposing latch. These are a fantastic alternative to the normal vertical rod holders, as it allows you to preload your rods into the boat without needing to worry about low-hanging trees while driving. And when I'm solo on the boat, I much prefer having all my rods available and at the ready. This way, I don't have to pry them gently out of a holder. All I do is release the strap and they're good to go. These are a really tidy unit. Flush mounted and tucked out of the way, and only coming in at $40, I think they are awesome. Number 7. And jumping back to a BerleyPro product. This is the Sidebro. A very simple product, but one I absolutely adore. The Sidebro is made from the same material as the visors, a hard-wearing ABS. It's a perfect sized little caddy to keep 3 of my leaders right at hand. Or alternatively, a pocket for the plastics of the day. With the machined holes, I can keep my fished lures hanging up so that they can be rinsed down with the boat. And they're also up and off the deck so there's no unfortunate mishaps. Again, Australian made and only $22, I think this is a steal. Lucky last and number 8. So what is it? It's a floodlight, specifically a STEDI marine floodlight. Now this one might be a little contentious, as it might be perceived as bending the law. The purpose of my little spotlight is to give me the ability to see what's happening when I come into shore, and to give me some light when getting the boat onto the trailer. While it's rare that I'll need to use this while on the water, it's an added peace of mind that if I get stuck out in the evening and I'm getting close to shore, I have a better chance of seeing what I'm doing. So I chose the STEDI Marine light as it boasts an IP68 rating, which is incredible, and it comes with a handful of coloured filters. I'm using the blue filter as it suggested that this is best for cutting down glare off of the water. For an incredibly well-made light, I'm stoked to say that it only cost me $89. Add in a few little wiring things and you may be at around $95. Though it's not a mod that I'm going to use every trip, I do feel safe knowing that it's there and available. Well, that wraps it up, folks. We've gone a touch over 8 minutes, but I think we were pretty close. So that was 8 mod cons that are pretty inexpensive, but are transformative to your little boat. There's no doubt I've left some off the list, so if you know of any, let the class know in the comments. I know it's a long time between videos, and I'm trying my best to pump out new content when I can. So if you want to see what's next in store, don't forget to subscribe, and feel free to give it a thumbs up. I've got footage of installing most of these things, so if you want to see it, let me know and I'll upload them. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.